And we are back. Predictions. Week 2 preseason of the 2024-2025 season. And to quickly recap last one, uh, I went 7-9, 7 wins, 9 losses, putting my preseason total to 8-9 because of, the Hall of Fame game. In which those games I got the Falcons Dolphins. We're going to have to scroll a bit for the next one. Bears Bills. Chiefs Jaguars. Buccaneers Bengals. 49ers Titans. Seahawks Chargers. Broncos Colts. Correct. If I didn't mention them, it means I got them wrong. But starting out preseason week 3 of 4, I'm pretty sure I said week 2, but it's week 3. We have the Eagles, who are 1-0, and the Patriots, who are 1-0. The Patriots dominated their game 17-3. It was just an all-around good defensive game by them. Even if they did struggle on offense, Joe Milton did look like a great quarterback. However, we thought the same thing about DTR. And, well, when he got the start, we saw how that went. And then the Eagles, kind of a bit different. They only won 16-13. Not, that great of a game. It was very close. And I think because of that, the Patriots are probably going to win this game. Like I said, it's preseason, so it doesn't really matter about who the starters play. I don't think we'll really see any starters until week 4, if we see any then. But I do have the Patriots winning this one. Next, we have Falcons, who are 0-1, and Ravens, who are 0-1. We just talked about the Ravens' 16-13 loss. And the Falcons, 20-13, came down really to the final play where they ruled him incomplete, I believe, on like a toe tapper. It was a very close game, at the end. I think the Falcons are going to win strictly because I don't know how the Ravens' backup quarterback room is looking. And all I know is Josh Johnson did not do very well. So I do know the Falcons, they have Taylor Heineke, someone I am a lot more fond of than Josh Johnson, unfortunately. And because of that, I'm going to take the Falcons. I forgot to mention, Patriots game was 7 p.m. tomorrow on Thursday. And then every other game is going to be on the 17th besides 2. Falcons Ravens was at 12. We're now at the 1 o'clock games. Bengals Bears. Bengals 0-1. Bears 1-0. The Bears, I don't even need to talk about. They dominate. They looked like a whole new team because they are. And even with these, new faces, some being, aging veterans, some being straight into the league as a rookie, they looked like a good team. Caleb Williams looked amazing. And then the Bengals, on the other hand, they really struggled. It was a very boring game. However, they took the lead at the end and then lost. So there's that. But I'm taking the Bears. I mean, it's impossible for me not to with how they played last game. Giants, Texans now. Giants and Texans both 1-0. They both won their games. Giants was a 14-3 game against the Lions. Meanwhile, the Texans, not quite sure. Not seeing them anywhere on my list. 20-12 win over the Steelers. I think what this one's going to come down to is kind of a defensive game. One team forced the Detroit Lions to a field goal. The other team allowed 12 points to the Steelers. I do think the Giants are going to win this one. The Giants look like one of the better preseason teams. Interested to see how that turns into the regular season. Give me the Giants. Lions and Chiefs now both 0-1. We just talked about the Lions only able to put up a field goal against the Giants. The Chiefs, 26-13 game over the Jaguars. They lost. I'm interested to see how this Chiefs room looks because they don't really have a backup, or a set backup, I should say. Obviously, they have Carson Wentz, but I mean, they also have like 3 or 2 other guys who I definitely think could steal that spot from Carson Wentz when it comes down to a cap space thing where you could have a cheaper backup who's putting up similar numbers. You might as well go with him. I'm going to take the Chiefs because I just think the Lions, are going to shoot themselves in the foot again. Even though it was preseason, they kept going for it on 4th down like they did last year. They didn't learn from their mistake. The reason they lost last year was because they kept going for it. And they're already starting off this season by doing the same thing. Vikings Browns. Vikings 1-0. They won 24-23 off a game winner against the Raiders. That's definitely got to help with, roster spots for that kicker. And then the Browns, bit of the opposite story, 23-10 against the Packers. They did end up losing. I don't know how to feel because the Vikings, J.J. McCarthy's not going to play. He's going to be out probably until at least the regular season, probably longer. And then the Browns, if Deshaun Watson plays, I'm very curious because I don't think he played much last game, if any. And I don't know how I feel about that Browns team. So I am going to take the Vikings because I do have faith in that Vikings quarterback room with Sam Darnold and Jaren Hall, even though they're not flashy names. They are very solid names where I think they're some of the better backups in the league. Seahawks Titans now. Seahawks and Titans both 1-0. Both got wins. Seahawks was a 16-3 win over the Chargers. Titans was a 17-13 win over the 49ers. That's something to talk about. And because I'm just going to straight up say I'm taking the Titans. Even though the Seahawks, probably played a more dominant game, scoring 1 less point than the Titans while winning by 9 more, only allowing a field goal. The Titans beat the 49ers. Even though it's preseason, the 49ers have depth. They are the best roster in the league, I personally believe. Yes, they're injured, but, still, they're a great team. There's no denying that. Give me the Titans. Bills Steelers now, both 0-1. Bills 33-6 loss to the Bears, just embarrassing. And Josh Allen played that game. Steelers 20-12 loss to the Texans, not quite as embarrassing. But I do have the Steelers winning this one simply because of how embarrassing the Bills were last preseason. I don't think they're going to improve enough to where they'll win. I think they're probably going to go winless in the preseason. Jets Panthers now. Jets 1-0, Panthers 0-1. The Jets pulling off a pretty good win. It was 2017, I believe they got a late score to give them the win. And the Panthers, 17-3. I'm taking the Jets. I think the Panthers are one of the worst teams in the league. Even though they improved significantly in the offseason, I don't think it's going to help them much. Oh, I rotated my camera. I'm sorry. I didn't even realize. Give me the Jets. Commanders, Dolphins. Commanders 0-1. We just talked about them barely losing to the Jets, while the Dolphins win 20-13 over the Falcons. I think this is going to be one of the better preseason games. Not just of this week, of the entire preseason. The Commanders just, out the get-go, looked very electric in their game. And I think they're going to follow suit. However, the Dolphins, they look pretty good. They were able to do both well on offense and defense. I'm going to take the Dolphins. I think they're just slightly better of a team. Cardinals Colts now. Cardinals 0-1, Colts 0-1. The Cardinals 16-14 loss to the Saints. Colts 34-30 loss to the Broncos. I'm just gonna keep it simple. I think the Colts are gonna win. The Colts lost because of their defense. The fact that you scored 30 points in preseason and lost, I mean, give me the Colts. I don't need to say anything more. Meanwhile, the Cardinals allowed a team to score 16 points, and that wasn't enough to win. That's nearly double. Rams Chargers, the Battle of LA, 7:05. Rams 1-0, Chargers 0-1. I have them circled as 1-0. I know that's not right. The Rams 13-12 win, Chargers 16-3 loss. I'm just gonna pick the Rams simply because the Rams won their last game and the Chargers didn't. I think Jim Harbaugh is going to have a really tough start to this. I also don't think having Easton Stick as your backup is going to do you any favors. I will make that known. I think he is probably a bottom 5 backup in the league. So, yeah. Buccaneers Jaguars. That's a situation where you have to invest in a backup over Easton Stick. I mean, come on. Both 1-0. Buccaneers 17-14 win over the Bengals. Jaguars 26-13 win over the Chiefs. I think this would be another very good game. Two teams who won. The Buccaneers looked really good in their win. Maybe not offensively, but defensively, they were a brick wall. I do have the Buccaneers winning. I think they are one of the better teams in the league. I know a lot of people are saying they aren't even going to win their division when, I mean, you're putting a lot of faith in an Atlanta Falcons team who has a new quarterback coming off of a torn ACL. Went 7-10 last year. New head coach. I believe. Is it a new? Yeah. It's new head coach. I think. I could be wrong. They're a newish head coach, I should say then. And then their roster moves were not, mind-blowing. I mean, Darnell Mooney is a good receiver, but he wouldn't be someone I'd, be like, oh, they're going to win 6 more games now. No. Give me the Buccaneers. Cowboys Raiders, 10 p.m. Both of these teams 0-1. Heartbreaking losses. I believe they both lost off of last-second scores. The Rams with the touchdown to make it 13-12. The Raiders with the Vikings kick to make it 24-23. I'm picking the Raiders because of that score. You put up nearly double the points the Cowboys did, lost by the same amount of points. I think I'm going to give it to the Raiders. Moving to Sunday now, we have 2 8 p.m. games. We have the Packers Broncos as both 1-0, 23-10 win for the Packers over the Browns. Broncos 34-30 win over the Colts. And what it comes down to here is, I think, not points scored, but point difference. 13 points is a lot more than 4 points. Clearly, the Broncos could not stop the Colts on defense. The Packers could, as they only allowed a touchdown and a field goal. I'm taking the Packers. And then Saints 49ers, Saints 1-0, 49ers 0-1. Saints did win 16-14, however, it was against the Cardinals. And then the 49ers did lose 17-13 to the Titans. I'm going to pick the 49ers, but if there was one game I would pick to change, and I'm not going to because it's preseason, it would be this one. Because I don't know how well the 49ers are going to do with all these injuries adding up. I think they're really in a difficult spot. They've gone through this before, and you'd think it'd finally go away, but nope, it's right back. Give me the 49ers, though. All right, so that is going to do it. We're going to recap quickly what the teams we have winning is the Patriots, the Falcons, the Bears, the Giants, the Chiefs, the Vikings, the Titans, the Steelers, the Jets, the Dolphins, the Colts, the Rams, the Buccaneers, the Raiders, the Packers, and the 49ers. If I didn't say a team's name, it means they're losing. And just to clarify, because it almost happened, numerous times last week. If a team does tie, I do not count that as a win or loss. I count that as a tie. Preseason, regular season, does not matter. It will always count as a tie. I'm never going to pick a tie because of how unlikely it is. It counts as a tie, not as a win or loss. Just going to make that note in case any happened this week. And I don't want to explain it to make it sound like I'm just putting myself in a better favor once it already happened. I'm making it known before it happens, so you can't call me out on it. But that is going to do it. I hope you enjoyed. I did. We're in week 3. We got one more week after this, and then one more game week. There is a week break, but then power rankings will be coming back for the start of the regular season. Madden franchise, depending on how soon EA puts in the week 1 rosters, will be coming soon as well. And like I said, I'm pretty sure we're going to be doing the LA Rams. It's pretty much a lock. I feel guilty doing the Giants, but they are the only other team I even see as a worthy competition. And I'm just kind of so locked in on the Rams right now. I think it's just going to be Rams. But with everything said, I'll see you guys next time, which will probably be, UCF Knights Dynasty. We're getting close to the end of that season. So, yeah, expect a stream soon for the offseason on that. Goodbye. Hope you enjoyed.